Gaff Clothing, handmade in the UK, empowering you to be the best you can be, no matter the circumstances. Be you. Be awesome. Live life. Head on over to duggystone.uk.
There you go, people. If you just joined us, we're with the Spice Guy in his Spice Cafe. Not hot and cold food, spicy food. Yes. So, yeah, I think I might have to play that every week. It's Friday then. Just gets you pumped, doesn't it? Gets you in the right vibe. So we're doing an omelette, aren't we? Well, you are.
Yeah, we're doing an omelette. Yeah, this will be interesting.
Well, what I need to do one week, we could get very funky, but I'd have to. I don't have to set it up, but we'd have to do a joint cook. Anyway, forget it. Don't matter. Too much. Too much work. That.
Too much hassle. So while we were having that track, the salt turned brown, and it kind of like gathered up all the impurities.
So does that take away the flavour as well, the smell? Does that take away any smells you've got?
Yeah, exactly. So now, obviously, I don't want to get too close to the pan.
And burn your face off.
Yeah, burn my face off. I can feel the heat from it, but there's no food smell. It's got, and you can do that. I mean, by all means, you don't have to do it just the once. You can do that again. You can. So there's no reason why I can't put that back on the heat again. Get the pan hot again. Put more salt in and just draw out more. But
I'm going to do that because we've got a big, heavy cast iron pan, and what happens is we cook steak or lamb in it, and especially when you cook lamb in it, it's very fragrant. And even when you've washed or cleaned the pan out, you can still. I was cooking with it the other day, I could smell lamb again. So I'm going to do that. I appreciate that. It's a good tip.
Yes. Well, if you're going to be doing it with the cast iron one, then what I would suggest. Instead is I use a bit of water because it's the heat of it, because of the heat. So get it really hot, and you'll start to see impurities literally come out of it. And don't put cold water in. Obviously, hot water of some form. And when you put the hot water in, all that impurities it'll help it all come out, and you'll have like this yellowy white bits come to the top. Do that a couple of times, and then do the salt.
Right.
What I've just done. And then you'll have a lovely, lovely,
on it, mate.
A new pan to go. However, I need to literally, because I'm back in my studio again. The only thing that winds me up about being here, other than the fact it is lovely and it's a great kitchen to work in, if I forget anything, I've got to go over to that kitchen over there to grab it, which I have forgotten.
Yeah.
Whereas in my normal other household kitchen,
it's there, isn't it?
I can just. It's just there. Just open the drawer and it's there. So I apologise, folks, that I do have to disappear. You need
to carry on. Phil. He needs an assistant, people, doesn't he? He needs someone. He needs a runner to go and bring him his stuff when he's in his studio. But yeah. So anyway, you won't get paid, but you'll get an amazing plate of food. So if you're up for that, please let us know, and we'll pass it on. And you never know, do you? Especially if you like big baps.
If you're like, hey, I tell you what, do you know what? There was a place in Manchester, I think it was on Deansgate or where, I can't remember exactly where it was, and they used to do this giant breakfast on a barm cake, massive, huge barm cake.
I know what you mean.
It had five eggs on it.
Wow.
5 eggs, bacon, sausage, black pudding.
Man.
And I used to chop it up into half. And take one half to college, and the other half I'd have at lunch, and it was still lovely at in lunchtime. It was just still great.
Excellent, mate.
Anyway,
great.
Right.
Yeah.
So first things first, I'm going to do an omelette. Obviously, you can have a plain omelette, you can have filled omelette. I'm going to have a filled omelette, so I'm going to fill it with some mushrooms. So I'm literally going to thinly slice some mushrooms, and you might be thinking, oh, what's going on here? Well, I'm going to do the filling. The reason I've got 2 pans. One is to cook my filling, and the second is to make my egg, my omelette.
That's interesting because I normally do it all in the same pan.
No, because I'm gonna show you a French omelette. To be honest, because I love French omelette. The reason we got onto the subject of cafe was this is where I actually had the massive argument with all the girls, the ladies of the cafe. They were all like 7 women used to run this cafe and give me grief. Right, you can imagine what it was like, and 7 strong Leicester women, and they would make the omelette in a typical English style. So basically, what I mean by English style, you crack your eggs, whisk, put it in the pan, cook it, get your fish slice or knife, turn it over, yeah, put cheese or whatever else you want in it, or cook it, and then fold it. And it's cooked, it's brown, very nice. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But obviously, that's not my cup of tea, because I don't like it too brown.
We want a bit of je ne sais quoi, don't we, with our breakfast?
Well, yeah, je ne sais quoi. The French are...
Hey, I like that, you see.
The French are very, very good at what they do.
I love France. I know a lot of people go, oh, I hate the French. It's because you go into the wrong parts of France, and you go into the places where all they've ever met is English hooligans. Go to some of the regions where they don't even speak any English, and you'll have a totally different experience.
Yeah. And try and speak the language as well. Try and immerse yourself in their culture. In the culture. I was listening, and you know what? It's quite ironic. I was listening to something the other day. It was quite funny, and they were talking about us Brits and how they were telling how people need to. Why do they come to this country? Why don't you do what we do? You know, do what we do.
Oh yeah.
Immerse yourself in our culture.
Yeah,
and then the guy says, well, what are you like when you go away to Spain? All you do is look around looking for Greggs.
Mate, I ate that. I used to work. I know you're cooking, and when people can watch what you're doing, man, but it's for the radio. I used to work for a Mexican company with 150 executives on a course for a year-long course. Anyway, cut a long story short, we ends up in Fontainebleau in France, which is the most amazing place there. You've got big chateaus and all sorts of, it's wonderful. And the group of English lads, you know what they said? Should we go and see if we can find an Irish bar? And I went, are you off your effing rockers? You've come to this most amazing place in the world, Fontainebleau. Go and check it out, people, right? And you're looking for an Irish bar. So what I started doing was I used to do this, because you used to have people from Colombia, Spain, Spanish, Germans, a group from each. So I used to go, who am I going to go out eating with tonight? Should I go out with a Spanish? And that's what I used to do. I'm not going away to France and going to an Irish bar. What sort of planet you on? Do you know what I mean? But you're right. Immerse yourself in the culture. Go into a French bar, and at least if you can order a drink or ask where the toilets are, or I'll say please and thank you. At least start with that.
Yeah, it's ironic when you have people of certain intelligence and certain that say that over here to people that come over here. It's like, what's going on? Yeah. But anyway, so the French make a wonderful omelette, right? And I used to have the arguments with the girls at the calf, and I used to make my omelettes like this. Not everyone liked it. Why not? But there's a famous show, the Saturday Kitchen. They do the omelette challenge.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Now that is the biggest load of rubbish.
I hate that, mate, because all they're doing is mashing it up and whisking it round and cooking it quick. It's just crap.
It is rubbish, and it's a nonsensical, absolute nonsensical challenge, to be quite honest. And the only person that refused to do it conform to their way was a French chef, Raymond Blanc.
Oh, so I like Raymond Blanc.
So you got the leaderboard, yeah. You got the leaderboard, and at the top you've got all the chefs. Yeah. I don't even know what names are in there. And then he did his omelette. And he did it like he said, no, you can't rush this. And he's currently at the bottom of the list. He's something like 4 minutes. He said, no, I'm not rushing it. I'm not.
I'm still making it, man. I'm just let it mellow.
He was there for 4 minutes doing it.
It takes him 20 seconds, the others, doesn't it?
He went, ooh la la, this is French. You don't mess about with this food, you know?
Bit of feedback for you. We've got Los Angeles on, and he's pressed play with Dave and Charles. He's saying, you're making me hungry. That's the idea, people. Well, we're not only trying to make you hungry, we're trying to make you eat and cook better. So that's why I've got a professional on the show.
Oh, when's he coming?
Well, it's definitely not me, that's for certain.
I haven't really done anything yet, so thank you very much, people in the States, that you're getting hungry. All I've done is chop some mushrooms, put it in a pan with a little bit of butter, and I've thinly sliced it. The trick is, again, when you think about cooking, just think about it. If I put in big lumps of mushroom, it ain't gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna be too big. So thinly sliced it, bit of butter, touch of black pepper, touch of the pink Himalayan salt. That is now doing its thing. Yeah. Okay, literally doing its thing. You can cook it. You can cook it well. You can cook it just done. I mean, mushrooms don't really need to be cooked, really, if you've got nice, fresh mushrooms.
I like them raw.
I mean, this morning I literally went to the supermarket, the one that opened up here in the city centre. Just got a nice pack of mushrooms, beautiful. So they're done. Literally 2-3 minutes. I don't know how long that was. Literally while we're chatting away, they've warmed through. Got the essence of the butter in there. I can literally take it off the heat, and I can put my other pan back on. Right. Tip number 2 with regards to eggs. You don't have to have good quality eggs for omelette because you're scrambling the hell out of them. So it'd be stupid to go out looking for like top quality eggs. So you just need decent eggs, not necessarily farm fresh or anything like that.
Yeah.
You choose your own ethic, whether you want free range or not free range. I'm not here to preach to you guys. Do what you want.
I always buy free range, me. At least the little darlings have had a bit of a run around before they've, you know what I mean?
Well, well, first and foremost, I mean, as you can see with the reason why I'm here, I consume a lot of eggs, a lot of eggs, and I want to try and put in the best quality I can find.
Yeah.
Ideally, the egg that I want to find is the one that's misshaped. Literally, when I go past a farm and they've got eggs for sale, stop, see if I can grab some eggs from there. But again, even them eggs have been washed and they've got them quite standard conformity. The best egg you can get is the one where literally the egg has come out of a chicken's bum, right?
Yeah.
It needs to have stuff on it. Right?
Yeah.
It needs to have feathers, and I don't want to say it on live, but I think people can get the gist of it. Yeah. That's a proper egg. That's a proper egg, man. I don't want to see no egg that's been washed up and cleaned up, and every single one's the same size. Anyway, so just get yourself some eggs. I've got 2 large free range. Now, a good start is don't try and underdo it. You want to start with 2 or 3 eggs when you're doing an omelette. Okay, you need to have that.
Yeah,
that's the point.
I'm a 4-egg man, mate.
Are you a 4? Wow.
4 eggs.
Bloody hell, now. Oh, wow.
4 eggs.
I'm going to do, well, I
don't mess about, mate.
I would have done 3, but these are quite large eggs, so I'm not going to overdo it, okay? Well, the next tip is scramble the eggs, okay? And when I mean scramble them, you want to get air into it.
Yeah.
More air, the better. And there's the second tip. Get air into it. So you literally and again, another little tip is hold the fork at the end, okay? Hold it right at the end, and that'll give you maximum coverage. So when you move your wrist around, you're getting maximum coverage. It's like a bike.
Yeah.
You've got the bigger cog going. If you hold the fork further along, closer to the actual fork, you're not going to get that whisking motion, and that is literally another chef trick. You know what I mean? People don't write this. They don't write this stuff down. We just naturally do it. But I'm going to start telling these tricks, and hopefully
that's good, mate. That's what it's all about. It's all these little things. There'll be people going, "Oh, why is he doing an omelette?" I know how to make an omelette, but there might be one thing that you've picked up from today. Might even be just seasoning the pan. Might be anything that just takes your experience to another level. And we've said it before. Whilst he's doing that, if you do produce anything that's on the show, please take a photograph and put it on Duggystone Radio group, or go and find the Spice Guys group and drop it on there. Please connect with him. Go and follow his Facebook group because you'll love it.
I tell you what, I just thought of it now. Listen, if anybody puts a picture of the food that they've made, that if I've inspired them to make some food, if they post it on your group on Duggystone Radio, I will give them a free cookery class online.
There you go, people. How's that?
There you go. What more do you want? Jam on it?
Exactly.
That's my uncle saying that. That's my uncle saying. He's from Winslow Road. Right. So again, keep on whisking. Keep on whisking. There's a song in there. Keep on jumping. Same thing. I'm going to keep on whisking it.
Keep on.
And that's what you do. I'm going to keep on whisking, getting air into it, getting no milk, no salt, no pepper.
Yeah.
All this stuff when the chefs do. It's a waste. What are you doing? You don't need to just whisk the eggs. Get air into it. Get air into it. Get air into it. That's all I'm going to do. Keep on going. Keep on going. Right. Next, you got your other fillings. I'll come back to that. I'm going to keep on coming back to that. I've got some one seasoning that I am going to put in here for health, nutritious reasons. Is turmeric. Just try and get it in as much as I can, wherever I can. because obviously I don't make curries every day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You won't believe it. I don't make curries every day. you may think I do, but I don't.
It's having kedgeree. Why is he not making kedgeree for breakfast? And that's
We
an
can do
English.
that one day.
That's an English invention as well, isn't it, kedgeree?
Kedgeree, well, yes
From
and
the
no.
Raj.
The British were inspired by a certain dish in India with smoked haddock and some curry powder and that. But yeah, that's a great shot. We should do that one day without a shadow of a doubt.
There you go.
So I'm literally going to put in into these eggs literally like a quarter of a teaspoon of turmeric, and I'm not going to just throw it in. I'm going to sprinkle it in, okay, from height. And the reason why you sprinkle it from height, it gives maximum coverage. If I just chucked it in from the start, you'd have a big clump right in the middle. So when you try to whisk that, you can't break it down. So
See,
again,
that could be your signature. Do you know, like Salt Bay does it? Sprinkles it off his elbow, the salt. That could be yours.
Oh, yeah.
The turmeric. That's dusty.
Well, I do. Well, if you see some of my logos, I do that. I do throw it and I do sprinkle.
Yeah. Cool.
And again, chefs, they do it a lot and they talk about it, but they don't tell you why they do it. And that is the secret of a good chef. A cook will just cook, whereas a good chef will tell you why they're putting it in.
Excellent.
What's the reason?
Excellent.
So it'll go slightly golden, okay, because the eggs will complement, the yolk will complement the turmeric. And this is not for taste, guys. This is just a preference for me, because I am going to eat this. You know, this is my breakfast, or as I would like to call it, which is the actual terminology. This is my break fast. Yeah. I am breaking my fast because I stopped eating last night at 7 o'clock, and the time is now what?
20 to 10.
So how many hours of no eating have I done? People say you can't fast. Oh my God! Guess what? I naturally have. That's why we have this thing called a break fast. Yeah. That's where the word comes from.
Exactly. Brilliant. Brilliant. See, it's knowledge, people. It's not just eggs.
So I don't know if you want to go to another track, then we can make the omelette together in the last.
Let's do that. Now, we've played a couple of country tracks. Now I'm going to play another one, and people go, "Oh no, I'm going to tune off if you want. That's up to you." But this is, I've played this a few times, and we've got new listeners. I'm going to play again. It's from the Cadillac 3, and it's one of my favourite tracks done by them. It's called Circles. We'll be right back on the chef slot right after this, people.